Some people look at me crazy sometimes, but I gotta be crazy. I gotta be crazy. I have to. I am the Pinga and I am who I am, bro. But like I'm just every year, dog. Like how we were talking about, I'm reinventing myself. You feel me? My grandmother used to sell hundreds of pounds. We're just one right move away. You're one song away. I feel like I could see what I'm gonna say after. I swear, you see, I said I could say what I'm going to say after. Thank God I wasn't a bastard. I'm not from Toronto. I know I don't like the Raptors. We from 305 until the day I die. THC, what do you see? D-I-P-I, no, D-E-P-I-N-G-A. I don't mess with the DEA. My abuela cooking up cafecito. What you trying to say? All these buildings that I see and these skyscrapers built off, yay. Man, I came a long way. This ain't happened overnight. Man, I told you motherfuckers sleeping on me, codeine Sprite, but I don't even pour the lean, and I don't even pop the bean. Man, your girl, she ate a mango, and she want to eat me green. You got to look inside the camera if you want to be famous, but I'm trying to be rich. I need my chips like Amos. Why the hell you hating? Put my thing up in your anus and your girls while you tape. I'm like, man, you feel me?
Sliding in the studio, my album coming soon. Until we get this rap money, trap gon' have to boom. These bricks and these keys and these zips is what we'll do. If you need some fire, I can see you off the Jones.
Welcome back, folks. Another day, another podcast. But this time, things are the Pinga. Things are crazy. And the truth is, life is the Pinga usually. But today it's more the Pinga than ever on the Heir Cast because we got my boy Nick, the Pinga himself, in the building. Nick Garcia.
De Pinga, que volá, estamos aquí en Hialeah. Estamos de Kendall, Hialeah, que volá, la cosa está.
De Pinga.
Yes, sir.
From the Alps of Kendall. Shout out to H2O. You know, he also came from the Alps of Kendall, fucking the mountains over there. Pero we, here in the Heir Cast, Nick, we start with the important questions because the people, the fans, the Air Force, everybody wants to know. What are the street politics with mangoes in Kendall?
Oh my God. Be careful with your mangoes. Did you see the other day that some guy went to jail because like he said, oh, quiero coger unos mango, like dos o tres, and he said like they said that he went to go get 2 or 3 and he started getting more and he pulled out a gun on the people. So the optics of it is that it's pretty crazy. People te matan pa los mango. Te matan pa los mango.
Yo, that just goes to show you how crazy things are in this country right now. Not to get political, but
te matan pa tus mango en tu casa.
Facts. And then, speaking of mangoes, new project.
Yes, sir. Mango season is on the way. It's dropping next month in July. I think mid-July for sure. And it's produced by my boy Joe Robbie Stadium. It's pure samples, super hip hop. I got shout out the king of Miami hip hop. I got Shotty on it. And bro, it's a dope project, bro. It's gonna show a different side of the Pinga, and it's gonna be nice, man. It's just highlighting Miami culture, Lo Mango.
Yeah, I wanted to get into the project a little later, but let's do it right now. So it's very visual. Listening to it almost feels like I'm listening to a documentary almost of like Miami, like with all the samples and the skits in between records, and then the actual stuff you're talking about. It's very like an ode to the culture, and it's almost like a good way to inform people on the culture. So I think you killed it with that. Was that something that came naturally? Like what was the idea for this project? Did you already have records sitting around?
So me and my homie Joe Robbie Stadium, like we were just joking. Like I don't know. He was just joking around, like talking about mangoes and like I don't know. I think if I'm not mistaken, because I gotta give credit where it's due. If I'm not 100%, he said, yo, you should make a tape called Mango Season. And bro, I thought it was a great idea, and we ran with it, man. And shout out to him, man. Like he's really very technical. He likes to sit and just like go through samples for real. This guy will sit and go through samples and dig random stuff, and not even samples. Just like I don't know if you heard that song. It was like and shout out the beginning was like shout out Bird Road. Like it was like I forgot what it was called. You'll be correct me if I'm wrong. It was like a music box or something like that they would play music videos.
Talking about the box?
Or I think it was called The Box or something like that, and they would have people interview him or something like that, and they had like a Chico from Miami or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying the right one, but it was one of those things.
Video mix, maybe?
I think it was Video Mix. And
that's a throwback, no? Because I'm not even.
So I'm not correct if I'm saying the right one, but it was one of those back in the days. You know how they had those channels of the music videos, and he got like a part of that, and it just like he's very technical with it, just like going through samples and just making
one of the
things from
samples on
scratch,
the
dog.
records. You're saying like one of the when you say a sample, you're talking about like the skit in between records of people talking. Or like
No, you're right. You're correcting me, and you're 100% right. So skits, and even with the samples as well, because he's not the type that he just like goes like, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I love all my beat makers. We're making history together. But he'll go and get a vinyl. He works at a record shop, and he'll get vinyls, and he'll literally sit through it and listen to it on a vinyl, and he'll hear a part, he'll stop it, he'll loop it, and then
Right, yeah, and not necessarily to correct you, because the truth is you're right. Sampling's both. I'm more for the audience because I think I'm
100.
following you. But you were talking about the skits, right? Like
Yes,
from that
with the
documentary
skits.
about
Yeah,
Video
yeah.
Mix. He grabbed because I wanted to ask. You're not talking about that's the one at the end of Fumando Flores, Fumando Flores.
no.
I wanted to ask if you knew what that one. Are you? Do you know? What, yeah.
What was it that she was? I think it was a lady talking.
Yeah,
at the
it's
end
a
of
chick
Fumando Flores.
going off.
I forgot what it was she's saying. I forgot. Because I
We got to do an episode with Joe Robbie Stadium and you.
Yeah, we definitely do. Hey, listen, he's gonna watch the episode. I told him to pull up, but he just really, it's nothing wrong, but he just does not like being on camera. I'm gonna introduce you to him.
Well, that's great. We're gonna come up. If not with the edit, we could do a mask thing. We could do a shiesty situation.
Yeah, we definitely could.
That'll be gangster.
Sure
if anything, that maybe makes him go more viral.
Yeah. He's just he just likes to keep to himself, and he's my dog, man. He's honestly like right now I'm 28 years old, but he's like my brother, bro, for real stuff. Like he's seen me growing up since I was a little boy, like 13.
He's older than you?
Yeah, he's older. You feel me? So
cool.
like. Not much older, but
No, that's an OG name too, though. The Joe Robbie Stadium, like
yeah.
I have memories of I think my dad calling it that when I was a kid.
Yeah. So he grew up going there and stuff like that.
I mean that's the OG Dolphins.
Yeah, that's the OG name. That's
right?
the OG name, yes sir.
And when the Marlins used to play there, no?
Yes.
Yeah, now it's Hard Rock. Yeah.
So.
And Joe Robbie who was Joe Robbie? He was a baseball player.
He was the owner of the stadium.
Oh, but he was just a money guy. He wasn't an actual player.
Yeah, that's a money guy.
Okay. I was gonna say we get a mask of Joe Robbie for Joe Robbie Stadium. What'll be cooler if we just get like a big like a box of the stadium.
Yo,
or
a Dolphins helmet, or a shiesty with a Dolphins.
That'll be raw. That'll be raw.
Fire. But hey, shout out, to be honest though, Heir, bro. Shout out to him, bro. He really did bro. I just really showed up to the studio, I rapped, and like I was just on rapper mode, bro, and he really put the whole project together, man. And
track listing too, like the track ordering too. Wow,
track
awesome.
listing, naming the tracks, bro, because
really he helped
yeah,
you
bro, because like
damn.
like I just trust him that much.
That's
bro.
tremendo, great relationship.
Yeah,
I wanted to talk to you about that because that's one thing that I hate to say the word envy, but I gotta be honest. That's one thing that I envy and I want from me in my life. I want to have relationships with producers like you do. You have Nautica, you have Joe Robbie Stadium, you have Boris. You have all these producers that you work hand in hand with and do multiple records with, if not entire projects, and like that's something I want to get to. I have producers that send me beats, and shout out to all my people, but I want to get to a point where I'm dropping an entire project with my dogs, and like it's just it comes with the reps and it comes with the time.
Exactly.
So I wanted to more talk to you about that, and when did that start, and who was more the first producer you really locked? Trop Da Vinci too.
Shout out Trop, dog, bro.
So you've been really working for a minute,
bro.
So who's one of the first producers you really locked in?
First producers that I like really locked in with, man. I really gotta think about this.
Well, really, what I want to get to, Nick, my question more is when did that change for you? Because I think, like, I'm still in the beginning phase of making music, where you make music. At first, you get beats wherever you can. Like, for a lot of people, it's YouTube. Then eventually, you meet friends and people that beats.
So that's how it kind of went. Like, I had met a group of friends, and I felt like I was still finding myself. But when you talking about locked in and who I found myself with, and like as growing up with growth, and like I guess the story of Nick Garcia, like who helped me become an artist and learn how to write hooks and write music. My dog Trop Da Vinci.
He was one of the first ones.
First ones, but he helped me and he taught me how to write. He's like, yo, your hooks are repetitive. You need to change it up. You need to add more to the hook. When you do your verse, dog, you need to switch up the flow. Like, you feel me? So he helped me come at a song at a different direction, and that's why he's at the level where he's at, and we just grinding, dog. And definitely, I gotta give credit to where it's due, man. We still building history. We got a record with Smiles on the way. We got another record. Like, I literally have records. Like, I'm very grateful and very thankful to be able to make them. But I have a lot of records, dog. I have a lot of records.
Your work, bro. It's a testament to your work.
Yeah,
To be honest, the analogy I would use is prime Lil Wayne. Like that's literally it's
I love
undeniable.
him. I love
You
Lil
feel
Wayne,
me?
man.
Like
Thank you, dog.
But and like that's your work ethic is on that, dog. You're constantly dropping. Like you just the record you just
Mucho momento.
Mucho momento. It's not even on this project, so right?
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just like just hyping it up before.
But that's the raw way to work. It's like you're playing chess. You're already thinking on the next move, and you're like, oh, by the way, this is the project now. It's like, bro, it's like
kind of like how we were talking about earlier, dog. It's not like getting like my whole thing was like, bro, I've dropped like big records, right? Like when I've dropped records with Burner, right? After I dropped that record with Burner and Gunplay and Trout Da Vinci on it as well, I gotta give credit. But with dropping that record after, a lot of people, when they drop a big record, like how you said, they get focused on like, oh, it didn't get enough this, that, or like whatever it does get, I'm grateful for it and I'm cool for it and I'm very happy of it, but I'm like, what's the next thing? And it's not a high I'm chasing, but it's like, you gotta keep the ball rolling.
That's how successful people think, Nick.
You gotta keep the ball rolling.
I'm reading this book. I'm rereading this book, actually. I've learned that rereading stuff is low-key raw. And for some reason, in my mind, I'd be thinking, oh, once you read through it, you're done. But nah, I'm rereading this book. It's really short. It's called How Successful People Think. And that's one of the first things that it says in the intro. It's like real big thinkers don't try to recreate their early W's. Meanwhile, other people that think more narrowly just have one successful moment in their life and just try to recreate that successful moment or try to ride that
wave,
that high forever.
Yes.
And bro, I was on the beach reading that and I tripped out. I was like, yeah, that's such a bar. I took a picture of it on my phone and everything. I was like, bro, that's so real because it's true, dog. And the right way to do it is just think of the next thing. What's the next way I could one up this? How do I?
And you know what's crazy? So when I did that record with Burner was right before COVID. He was about to come to
super early. Yeah,
he was about to come to Rolling Loud, and Gunplay was on deck. We were all gonna do the video when he came to Rolling Loud, and the whole world shut down. Wow. And I felt like, bro, I swear to God, I was like,
Illuminati.
Yeah, my mind went places, but I was very sad. I was sad. I was depressed. I was like, damn, dog, like, but you can't. I used to have the state of mind, or I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I used to have the state of mind of like, why me, or why is this happening to me? But instead of what's that saying? Instead of saying why is it happening to me, what's it? I always forget. I feel like you would know, but it's okay.
Well, I'm trying to understand where you're trying to get to, though. So the emotion you're saying is like, you felt bad for yourself. Like, is sympathy the same as empathy? That is. No, so that's not even where you're feeling bad for yourself would be.
So I was just feeling weird. I was like, damn, dog, like, bro, every time I do something good, things don't fall through. But I was like, Papa, you can't. Then I let time go by, and I was like, you can't look at things like that. Yeah, COVID happened, but bro, be grateful. You got to put, you got to put Burner and Gunplay on a record. A super random ass like combo, and then now, como how you were talking about, now it's been years later. Now the song Very Grateful, it's like streaming like crazy in like the UK. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So, and you never know in the future. Manifesting it and saying it right now here on the Heir Cast, we're gonna do the video with Burner and Gunplay, and it's gonna be somewhere in Miami, smoked out, smoking cookies, you feel me? Maybe in Hialeah, maybe in Kendall, you never know, bro.
Big fact. Shout out Michael Corleone and his podcast. Burner was just here on the set. They shot an episode.
Shout
here.
out Michael Corleone.
Shout out Gunplay, family friend for many years, OG. So that's definitely y'all listening. We know you are, so we're gonna tag them in the clip for sure. They'll see this. So we do. We plant mango seeds in the world, in the universe, make things happen,
and we let them grow and flourish.
Real shit.
So,
and then Nick. So, how many projects have you dropped?
Bro, that's a good question.
So I met you when you dropped King of Kendall. Was that 2?
No, that was the first one.
That was the first one, right?
Yeah.
De Pinga.
No. So you met me when I dropped King and Kendall 2.
Right.
Yeah, that was King and
So
Kendall 2.
I met you right when you dropped King and Kendall
Yeah.
2. So King and Kendall 1 and 2, you have the new project right now we're dropping.
So, bro, no, I have a good amount of projects.
Over 10?
Yeah, over 10 projects, for sure. Over 10 projects and at least over more than 50 singles. Like,
Wow. And when did you start dropping?
dropping music, I started dropping music in 2017, but I would say I started taking it very serious 2019.
God, and you when do you finish high school? Like 15, 16?
Unfortunately, I did not finish high school. I dropped out, which I do not suggest that for anybody. But if whatever your path takes you in life, that's where your path takes you. But you know, I wasn't focused in school, and I just chose a different path. But ever since school, I was always very set. Anybody that you meet that is probably from the Braddock or Kendall area, even when they see this clip, and you know, even look when you talk to Matic, and Vibrant, you know, like
Brent,
with Brent, yeah, you know, I went to Braddock with Brent, and he would see me freestyling. To be honest, I love him, and I remember him, but it was just so long ago that it's vague. You get me? But he's my dog. I got nothing but love for them boys, and it's like, you know, it's just crazy coming.
No, he said it though in the clip. He said it that, you know, you were in your zone. You were going off, and he would you know be watching you guys almost vicariously, like, oh, you know, these guys are doing what I do at the crib. This is crazy, and you opened that up for him, opened that world for him. Man, shout out Brent, man. That's a really cool moment. I'm glad we talked about this so naturally. That's awesome. That's actually cool.
That's how I came up, bro. I came up freestyling. I came up rap battling, literally in Dolphin Mall. I would battle older grown men. I used to go to the Catalyst with my boy Joe Robbie. With Joe Robbie Stadium used to take me to the Catalyst when I was like, he would be at the Catalyst with his homies, and I met him through my older brother. We met on a whole different accord.
Wow,
you get what I'm trying to say?
That's cool though. So you met through the older brother. And that's okay, dope.
But
so your relationships, I don't want to say OG, but like it's kind of that way.
Yeah,
like
they were on some graffiti stuff, and I don't want to mention like no names or crews. You feel me? But and my brother was into the graffiti too. But yeah, and that's how they were at Catalyst, and we would go to Catalyst, and that's how I got like my spark for even rapping, dog. I would see people ciphering.
Catalyst,
wow. And Catalyst wasn't even battling people. It was just like ciphering.
Performative, yeah. People just rapping.
Yeah. It was all love there. It was all love.
Like the ciphers, like Jax is doing the ciphers now. Yes. That's not about battling.
Shout out to the Gator Pit, bro.
Yeah, shout out to the Gator Pit. That's about performing, giving everybody a chance to shine. So that's
even working on yourself too. Like I've gone to the Gator Pit just to go to like bro, I'll probably have like performances coming up, and you know, like as an artist we get nervous, dog.
100%.
And being at a cypher going enough could kill the nervousness, because you're freestyling around random people, homie. You don't know.
Reps, and that's where nerves come from. Nerves come from doing things you're uncomfortable doing. We're usually uncomfortable doing things we don't always do in our lives, and even people that perform for, you know, arenas and crowds of millions of people, you have the butterflies. You have like, oh, you know, this is and every performance is different. Every crowd is different. There's no, even if you got all the same hundreds of thousands of people, 80 people, and put them in the same arena and stage, it would be a different day. Everybody would be in a different emotion. You would be in a different state of mind. You would be the different Nick Garcia than you were the last time you performed. So it's never the same, dog. But like, it's crazy, dog. You just gotta go through the reps, fool. Like all the, you could talk about it, you could do whatever, and like, you know, full circle moment to school. Like, you know, you can learn all the stuff in the books, but you learn the most from real life application.
Yep.
That's what
I really did after when I left school. You know, I did go through a lot of ups and downs in life, and I'm still learning.
So actually, Nick, I want to stay there if we can. If you don't want to talk about it,
hey, let's go.
This is personal. You don't.
No. I want to. Let's do it.
So how much of school did you get to experience? When did you drop out? Like sophomore year?
Right on the nose.
Wow.
I dropped out in sophomore year. Allegedly, they were like bothering me about like, you know, just like smoking weed and weed stuff at school, and like, bro, was like a friend at a time that
they kick you out, or you willingly leave?
I left. I wouldn't.
Okay, so you didn't want to go through all the bullshit.
They were just getting me in trouble,
right? And it was repetitive, and you're like,
yeah, and you know, My parents wanted me to stay. You know, I don't blame
This
them.
is at Braddock?
At Braddock.
And is it a situation where like so I went to 3 different high schools, but like HML was the first school I went to, and to this day I always pass by it and I always make a joke if I'm ever in a car and we're like, it looks like a prison, right? And it was really like a prison. And don't get me wrong, there was ways to skip, but I was also a freshman, so I didn't really skip too much. Like I remember, to this day I remember.
I used to skip in school, not out of school.
Oh.
I don't suggest it. I don't suggest.
So I wanted to ask what the vibe was in Braddock. It was hard to leave the school to skip.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't hard at all, bro. It wasn't hard. Like you could just.
So you could have just left, yeah. But you didn't. So you would skip. What was the schedule?
Teacher.
How are you taking classes? Were you taking long periods of classes? How many classes? Like you were taking like 2 hour long classes?
They had the like hour period.
Oh
classes.
man, that's what
And
Coleman
then-
had.
And
I
then
only had that in sophomore
and then I had
year.
a teacher.
That's crazy.
I can't remember her name right now, but I do. I don't want to snitch her out because I don't know if she's still working. But she would let me stay there all the time in her class.
Oh, vibing in the class when you're
Yeah,
skipping? Damn,
yeah.
the
As
Pinga.
long as I
Shout
was-
out that teacher.
as
If you're
long as I
listening and
was-
we know you are. Little mommy, was she bad?
I can't remember, but she was decent.
Okay, yeah, she wasn't ugly though. I
Yeah,
feel like
she-
if she was ugly, you would be like, nah, hell no. You feel me?
Yeah,
your
yeah,
response,
yeah.
your memory
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
that. Okay, so speaking of teachers, then I wanted to ask, what's the teacher that said you were hella dope and not illiterate in the record Trying to Live? was that just more rapping, or did you have in the second verse? I think it is. You have you talk about a
maybe
teacher.
no, yeah, bro, because I did have
You remember what I'm talking
these teachers that I had that it was actually to push me too, but I do remember their names. It was in middle school. Their names were Miss Sheng and Miss Blum.
Shang Chinita,
Yeah, she was Chinita.
Fire.
There were 2 teachers, and Miss Blum was like an American lady.
American
And-
black or American white?
American white, and
Fire.
bro, I wish that,
American black would have been fired too. by the
both,
way.
whichever one. Anyway.
I just realized that's something crazy.
And the point being is that, bro, they would tell me like, oh, you need to read a dictionary and this and that, and I would just like, me reading a dictionary helped me get my freestyle game up. And then they actually told me that they taught Pitbull. He went to Coral Park, and then they stopped teaching him because he went to South Miami.
The teachers told you that?
Yes, they taught him at
That's
Coral
that's
Park.
cool motivation. The
Yeah,
kids
yeah,
are like,
yeah, yeah,
you want to
yeah.
be a rapper? Well, we taught Pitbull.
Yeah, so
awesome.
ever since a young kid, like seeing him has been like indoctrinated in me. You feel me? The Miami album. You
Shout
know?
out Pitt, man. Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
For real,
dog.
the Miami album.
So,
inspired
that's
me.
why, you know, I am the Pinga and I am who I am, bro. But like I'm just every year, dog. Like how we were talking about, I'm reinventing myself. You feel me? So like, just trying to like. You know, to clean up the brand. I'm still Mr. De Pinga. I'm always Mr. De Pinga, but that's why we got De Pinga, because, you know, shout out to DJ EFN. He put me on game to, like, you know, with a loophole of, if I'm not mistaken, it was him that told me about De Pinga. I think he said De Pinga, or who, I'm pretty sure it was him. But the point being is that De Pinga is a way of me saying De Pinga, and we could put it on airwaves. De Pinga. You get what I'm trying to say? I could wear De Pinga merch, and people at Univision or whatever, they can't get mad because I'm not saying a bad word.
Yes.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Genius.
And then, but we're still saying it.
I'm dealing. That's actually one of my favorite things that I realized when I was thinking about what I really wanted to talk to you about the most, because I think that's a cool parallel. Cool, but it's unfortunate we're dealing with. But it's life, you know. This is kind of where, in a way, we're doing it. I don't know if it's consciously or subconsciously, but like.
I can have this water right here. Right?
Yeah, of course, that's you. So what I wanted to say, Nick, is like I experienced the same thing. Like THC, I inherited it from my old boy. You know, that was my old boy. The THC crew. There used to be the Hialeah Chicos, then the Hispanic Connection. I don't have my rap group, but I've made that a brand because I love repping my city, Hialeah. And now I've turned it into a bigger thing. It's the Heir Cast. I'm the healthy choice. Like that's gonna be my fitness brand. Like I'm doing everything THC. When I tried doing movie reviews and it was the Honest Chico, and I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna be reviewing movies and albums, and it's gonna be the Honest Chico.
And look how you clean it up.
But I do deal, and it's funny because now I've already brainwashed my mind to me THC is my brand. It's the Air Corporation. You feel me? Like it's my company.
Yeah, but when people see it,
they think it's weed. They think it's all stoner shit, right? Weed shit, and it's now. But I gotta remind myself that that's what the whole world's gonna be like. So now I'm in a place where I have to really work hard to do that that PR work. It's PR work. This is how big companies work. You know, they have, you know, bad incidents happen in their hotels and the airlines, like Spirit Airlines. They're like, oh, no, we need to fix this PR work. You feel me? We need to just make our brand look better. You feel me? So you're kind of. I wanted to ask, you know, your opinion on that. With them, we were talking about it before we started rolling, about how you're flipping it now to the Pinga, and that's a cool loophole. Do you struggle with like the old stuff? Do you think like it's gonna be hard to like push the old stuff, or do you even care?
No,
Right?
Do I care? Not really, because then to be honest, like the old, like all my new stuff, I feel like has overridden the old stuff. I don't know if that makes sense. Because
no,
so much,
of course, it overshadows it, and it's bigger, and it's. I just realized now when I asked
even
you.
then people like I'm very glad because of the catalog I have, because I know the day, you know, because bro, you're just every day, you and I, everybody here in this room, we're just one right move away. You're one song away. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it. And you wake up and you're like, no, I don't think so. But well, yeah, if you wake up and you say, I don't think so, of course, nothing is going to go fucking right. Of course, right? Pero, I'm telling you, if you have that delusional belief and faith, because some people look at me crazy sometimes, but I got to be crazy. I got to be crazy. I have to, dog. Because sometimes I just have to be crazy. And it's not crazy of like, estoy loco, que no tengo nada ahí, but like you got to be crazy and believing in what the fuck you're doing, dog. Because no one else is gonna, or like, you know, you gotta believe in you, dog. You gotta believe in you and what you're doing, dog. Just like how I'm every day, and or like I don't know how your schedule is, you know, and if you're doing it every day, salute. But even if you're doing it, however you're doing it, but doing the podcast, you know, it's just.
I thought you said jerking off. I was gonna be like, damn.
Fuck, you got me.
I'm trying to stop.
I'm like, I got my numbers kind of medium right now.
It's tough. Being out for real.
Pero nothing, dog. It's just about like I said, how EFN and everybody around me, my boy Beats in the Hood, and all my good homies around me, UB, everybody, they just say, Nikki, stay consistent, dog. Stay consistent. I know they tell you the same thing, bro, but it's about staying consistent, because I have been told it's about us keeping compounding all of this. Like everything that we're doing is compounding and building up.
The compound effect.
Because you know,
1,000%.
The Heir Cast, he's doing all these episodes,
Snowballs.
By the 356 episode, it goes crazy. Then they go back to your catalog, and then every day you're getting 200,000 people watching your old episodes, and they're like, actually, you know what? I like episode 136.
1,000%.
You feel me? So it's just a compounding of building up, because I know as an artist, some of us, and we do get discouraged. We get discouraged, like how you were talking about. Oh, we don't see the numbers. We don't see this. We don't see that. Keep building. Keep putting up. Sometimes I don't see the numbers that I want to see. Honestly, I really do. But that's not even a way to think. It's not even about the numbers that you want to see, because people are looking, man. You know, don't worry about, the moral of that story is don't worry about numbers. Don't worry about it. Just keep pushing, keep dropping, because it's all building up, because the day that you drop your 300th song, that's the day that song goes crazy, and then people go check out your catalog. So that's why it's always good to drop a lot. A lot of people used to tell me, yo, Nick, you drop too much and this and that. And I respected their opinion. Nunca falté respeto a nadie, pero I did what was my gut feeling, and bro, now I have songs. I have a song, it's called Plátano. It's everybody when they make plátanos or whatever, and even in other countries.
Oh wow, you're getting that on the algorithm. You're getting that engagement.
Going crazy. Cool. I did like a funny song. It's called White Castle. Pero people, every time people go to White Castle in New Jersey,
you
all
open
over
IG,
the
you
States,
search White Castle, you're gonna come up.
And exactly, you
Be
feel me?
strategic.
So. It's just just don't worry about numbers, bro. And nothing great happens overnight. And I don't want nothing that's overnight. Personally, me, I don't.
No, fool. The best things in life take work. It takes work, and it takes consistency. It takes time. So, and the compounding thing, what's cool about that, I follow this I guess he's called an angel investor, Naval.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something that messed my head up way before I even started the podcast. But he said the best businesses in life compound, and he used Joe Rogan as an example. He's like, look at Joe Rogan's podcast. He has 2,000-3,000 episodes deep, but his overhead operation is the same for episode 3,000 than it was for one. The difference is the amount of money he's making off it. You get me? So over time, over consistency, after doing thousands of episodes, now he has $1 million Spotify deal. But the business was the same. It's just set up the cameras, do the audio, get the edit, drop it. But after 3,000, 2,000 episodes of doing that, it became monetized worth millions of dollars through a crazy Spotify deal. You get me? So when he said that, I realized, coño, that's art. Art in a way is like that. We spend hours writing music, hours perfecting the craft, hours learning how to formulate and orchestrate our voice on the mics, learning how to, conduct our voice. And then, eventually it goes crazy and it gets turned up. And once you break through for real.
All of that is time invested in your intellectual property.
Time invested in the intellectual property and into the craft. It's almost like this meme that I see go viral all the time with I see now with engineers and producers a lot, but I've seen this used for plumbers and electricians. It's not about the hours at the time. No, you're not paying me for my hours of my service. You're paying me for my hours that I spent to learn how to do my craft. In college and all this. And it's like, well, that's the same thing. It's a compounding interest because we're putting in the work, but eventually we get monetized in a crazy way, dog.
Yeah.
So that's life, bro. And just back to the reinventing yourself thing. I feel really passionate about this because nobody wants to start over. Everybody gets scared of climbing up the mountain and then wanting to climb back down, especially with music and rebranding. It's like, I gotta change my everything, and it's like, no, you're not changing. You're just switching it up. You're just switching the swag. It's not. So it's powerful to do that. And I wanted to ask what inspired the change from Garcia to the Pinga, because you're still always going to be Nick Garcia.
Yeah,
it's your real name, but I feel like you started kind of going by.
So like I honestly, my stage name is Nick Garcia, but people, the way that I am, like as an artist and an entertainer, bro, call me everything.
You're into the Pinga phase right now. This is the Pinga era.
Or whatever. Oh yeah, and this is definitely the Pinga. We're in the Pinga era. We're living in
Pinga
it.
decade.
The Pinga decade. We're living in it.
Fire.
But everything, bro. Like I have people they'll be like, oh, King of Kendall, Mr. De Pinga. They'll just call me De Pinga. They'll call me Pinga. Whatever whatever you want to call me, bro. I am not upset as long as you're calling me. Te quiero mucho,
You know what I want to do, Nick? I've been dying to do this, and you're actually, it's perfect because how God works is, shout out Vibrant again and Matic for they planted the seed for me to have this conversation I've been dying to have with somebody that's good at freestyling, somebody that knows how to freestyle. I want to go through the technicalities if we can, and we could try as much as we can of what goes through your mind, not only for the other rappers that maybe can't freestyle as good, for the regular people, because it always blows my mind when I'm reminded that people can't rap and rhyme.
So I kind of take it back to skateboarding. So like right before I would do a trick off the stairs, I'd be like, it's just like you thinking. I don't know, it's crazy, but you're just like, I'm thinking precisely, like, okay, I need to land this shit.
But hold on, are we listening? So right now we're talking about you're using skateboarding as an analogy, but are we talking about freestyling in general? We're vibing. Yeah. We're in the cypher. We're in the Gator Pit. Are you listening to the beat? That's what when you're saying you're analyzing.
Okay, so good question. So what I'm analyzing is what everybody else. I'm kind of going off the vibe.
The crowd.
Yeah, I'm going off
so you're reading the crowd because you want to work the crowd.
Because a lot of people will be in ciphers or not even in the Gator people. They'll be like, oh, that's not my beat, but I'm like, bro, we're real freestylers. Like, ponme dos piedras ahí.
What do you mean that's not my beat? Like that? Oh, I don't like the
that
beat.
Style, like,
that's not my style.
Every
Switch
style
the beat.
every style is
you
my
don't
style.
want to be in that position, right?
No,
you want to take everything and knock it out the park.
Every style is my style, bro.
So you're reading the crowd to see what. Because the next step of that, as if to really be good with your craft, is not just figuring out how to sound on the beat, how to rap. You're figuring out how can I rap a sound on the beat in a way that's going to win over the crowd. So that's why you skipped that first phase. We just broke it down now for the audience. But you're already looking at the crowd and you're reading. Because the truth is, if you're in a crowd where everybody likes good bars, you're not like, you're not gonna kill it doing some melodic harmonious shit.
Exactly. I'm not gonna be on some trap shit. You feel me? But then if I see everybody in a certain
lyrical, you'll be on that.
Yeah. And I'll do it, but in my own in my own way.
Right.
And if I come through and if it's a smoke, if I how do you call this? If I do like a smoked out, like if I pull up and it's a smoked out cipher, but yes, that it's off the vibe. It's off the vibe, dog. It's off the vibe. So yeah, like if I go pull up, but yeah, it's 100% off the vibe. 100%.
So what I want to do even further though, Nick, is I want to break down the mindset and the brain operations of the actual freestyle. So do you naturally, of course, and you know.
Well, I feel it straight up. I feel like I'm trying to kill everybody. Straight up.
Well,
like,
that's the drive. That's like what a
Yeah, I
doctor
guess.
says. What's my motive? What I'm trying to get to is how do you freestyle? So, are you thinking of the first bar? Are you thinking of the first line? Do you have like a set written? Do you have like a set
what I'll
written that
do,
gets
so
you
like,
started?
Let's say if the last, so like if we're in it, if we're freestyling right now, I'll be like roadcaster. I'm trying to go faster. I thank God I had a father and I really was a bastard. I wasn't a bastard, but you feel me? So like I'll see something if I'm here with you right now. But if I'm at the cipher and then you finish your
Same concept. You're taking the word that it ends. You know, let's say roadcaster was the word that ended.
Exactly.
That's
So
what you're doing.
that's
Okay.
what I do.
So
Exactly. 100%.
what do you do that? You see roadcaster. You're already thinking of go faster.
It just comes right after.
Right, but you understand your mind's doing this now, and it's so
Yeah.
this is so next
It's
level because
trippy,
you've been
it's
doing it for
trippy,
years.
it's trippy.
It's just what goes after broadcaster.
Yeah, it's just it feels like on some crazy shit. It feels like it's like I'm kind of time traveling.
No.
I know it sounds crazy.
No,
I
so
don't know.
there's
I don't know.
Wow, that's cool. That's a cool. way
I
to look
don't
at
know.
it.
I feel like I could see what I'm gonna say after. I swear. You see, I could say what I'm gonna say after. Thank God I wasn't a bastard. I'm not from Toronto. I know I don't like the Raptors. We from 305 until the day I die. THC. What do you see? DIPI. No, DEPINGA. I don't mess with the DEA. My abuela cooking up cafecito. What you trying to say? All these building that I see and these skyscrapers built off, yay. Man, I came a long way. This ain't happened overnight. Man, I told you motherfuckers sleeping on me, codeine Sprite, but I don't even pour the lean, and I don't even pop the bean. Man, your girl, she ate a mango, and she want to eat me green. You got to look inside the camera if you want to be famous, but I'm trying to be rich. I need my chips like Amos. Why the hell you hating? Put my thing up in your anus and your girls. Why you taping? Like, man, you feel me? But it's like that, you know. It's just like, you know, like how you be right now. He pointed me to the camera, you know. It's like, just like when I get like a direction to do something, it gives me an idea to talk about that.
Yes.
It's like my brain is moving at a freaking million miles a minute.
Narration of
Yes.
Right.
Yes, and I could thankfully talk about it as you pointed out. Trippy.
Right.
in real time.
So no, but it's,
trippy.
this is cool, and I like breaking it down too though, because it not only helps me, but I feel like it's a cool for people outside of the sport looking in, like, oh, that's how their mind works and that's how their mind thinks, because it's a different thing to freestyle, and there's people that make music and just can't freestyle, you know. There's
Have you heard
great
of,
people?
Have you heard
make
of Science? If I'm not mistaken, if I'm saying they're so right, Science Rogue.
Science Rogue?
Or
Science.
Rogue Science. Rogue
okay.
Science. I said it backward. I'm sorry.
The little live stream.
Yo,
I heard
bro.
Chicos do things,
Bro.
sometimes like Yoda. No.
We said it backwards. Yeah. Science Rogue. Yeah.
So wait, that's a band, no?
Watch, you must. Science.
Yes, exactly. But shout out to Rogue Science, and basically they're a live stream, and man, I feel very rude right now. But the point being is that it's two of the brothers, and they're very dope individuals, and they do they'll do a segment of just say, oh, so right now we're just doing ad libs, and then it builds up. So it's
Why
different.
do you feel rude? I'm confused.
No,
That's
because
real.
I can't. I didn't remember both. I don't remember.
Oh, you
both
don't
of
remember
those
their names? We're gonna drop it here. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it.
Nigga, Rogue
I got you.
Exactly,
Rogue
but
Science.
shout
Yeah,
out
you
to
got the
Rogue
name of the
Science.
program.
But whatever, it's
Yeah.
all good. But the
So
point.
they do a live stream teaching people how to like ad libs are. I'm confused. What is it?
Not even that. It's just like it's about freestyling. It's about freestyling, but it's like they do different warm ups before you get to the freestyle. It's funny as hell.
Oh, cool.
It's very
Okay,
funny.
cool.
I'm gonna send you a link
Yeah,
so you can
for
watch
sure.
it.
I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, send me something before that. So they'll do different ways to warm up. I guess, yeah. So there's different lyrical exercises. For example, Eminem's famous for like how he learned how to freestyle. Is he would just write words that rhymed forever. He didn't write rhymes. He wrote words that rhymed, and he just filled notebooks up with different rhymes, forever.
Yeah, no. That's a good way of learning.
Yeah. But the truth is, like kind of full circle what I said earlier, nothing's better than hands-on doing it, actually freestyling and being in the moments. How do you know when to switch the rhyme scheme? So how do you know when to go from roadcaster, go faster?
Like I feel like when I'm like roadcaster, I'm trying to go faster. Man, I thank God that I wasn't a bastard. Go get it, and like right there. So after when I feel like I'm saying asters too much, like
so it's
I'm
a feeling
like,
thing. It's a feeling thing.
So then
for
I
you.
feel like, oh, okay, and which I learned that, which I did that a lot. I would rhyme. So exactly to say it the right way, I would rhyme after the last word. And when I feel like when I'm rhyming after the last words too much repetitively, I'm like, so now we gotta go, que vola, tíralo para atrás, oye, roadcaster, oye, yo, switch it up, you feel me? Exactly, you feel me? So, it's just about switching it up, at least me, to keep the crowd engaged. Because I've always felt like when I was in ciphers, because like I told you, I came up ciphering a lot in Dolphin Mall back then. And when people would cipher, and when it was just one straight repetitive flow, it was just like you would see the cipher die down. But then when you see a dude go, just switch it up, people are more engaged.
Yeah, cinematic. You want to be animated. You want to have different, you want to have range and variety. Absolutely. So, even then, to take that to a next point, recently I had a conversation with somebody where we were trying to write music, and they kept, like, every time we were listening to a beat, they would just go into like this freestyle mode where they don't really freestyle, but like when they freestyle, they just find a rhyme scheme and they just stay on it. And I realized in talking to him, I was like, here's the thing. When we're trying to write a song, like, I think we should more focus on what the harmony and parts we want to do for the record are, as opposed to just trying to freestyle and like just try to impress us. Because these freestyles, this isn't going to be this isn't going to be like the record. We're just trying to rhyme right now.
Like if we're example, we're talking about a song about heartbreaks. Let's talk about heartbreaks. If we're talking about a song about getting money, hit it with a concept. Yeah. Now that you have a concept, we have a concept. It's good to freestyle about the concept.
100% right. Yes, that's great. That's great. Another exercise too.
But I do feel you though on that though.
Right, because you could get into that trap, and then it's like nothing's really being created per se that way. What's your creative process like? Because now I understand the audience has an idea of how you're going into freestyling, and that's more of a social, almost an interaction. It's really a social interaction because it's you performative, and your performance is not only based on the reaction, but the setup is also like the way the bars, you're like you said, you're picking a certain flow and style based on how everybody's reacting and what they're reacting more to per se. So like it's very transactional in that sense. Mm-hmm. What's the music creating like? You're in the studio with Trop Da Vinci, you're in the studio with Boris, they're playing the beat for you. Like, how does that work?
So lately, right now, how it works with most of the with G Nautica, like, I'll give you my process. With me and G Nautica, how we work, the guy is, bro, he's making beats. I know he's making beats right now. He's making beats 25/9.
But a clip of G Nautica making beats right now.
Yes, G Nautica clip inserted right aquí. Pero he's always making beats, and he's always sending it to me. If we get in the studio, we'll cook together. He can make something from scratch. But G Nautica knows my sound, and he knows what I like, and he'll just send me stuff. But that's my dog. Beats in the Hood, Joe Robbie Stadium, Trop, they like to be in the studio. Like Trop will send me beats, but I'll come with the idea, but he likes to record me. He likes to be there. Joe Robbie Stadium, he likes to hang with me for a day, go out, I'll listen to samples he shows me, I'll show him things, and he's really hands-on. He really wants to be hands-on. Likewise for Beats in the Hood. Beats in the Hood likes to be very hands-on. He wants me to be there while I'm making the beat. And like I said,
making it from scratch. When you say be there, guys, it's making it from scratch from the beginning. They start from the sound,
exactly,
and you direct the whole process.
And like I said, likewise for G Nautica and Trop, but my boy G Nautica, he lives in another part of Florida. So, but still, at the end of the day, the distance doesn't define anything. So that's how we work. And with Trop, it could be the same way. But we're just, like I said, Trop is always working, time schedules. He works with Rick Ross. Shout out Rose, the boss. Shout out Ross. But that's his main engineer, dog. So my boy's always working. So it's just like, and we've come up working together. Me and Trop have Tamami Kendall project. We worked on that one together, like during COVID.
So that's the Go Play Burner record, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that one. So super legendary stuff that we did together, bro. And it's I look back at it and it gives me goosebumps, and like, all this time has like passed, bro. It's crazy that we're in 2025, and I'm very grateful to be alive and do the things that I did. Like, sometimes I was talking about it to somebody today, and I'm just like, I was like, damn, is that, that's me that did that? Like, that's me. And not even in a braggadocious way or something. Like, it's like, like, I don't know, like, I guess maybe I wasn't living in that moment then, so, and more than ever now, I'm living in the moment. You feel me? I felt like before in life I wasn't living in the moment. Not that I was being ungrateful or anything, but you just gotta appreciate things, you know, love your family, and just be in the moment, be present, dog. Before I wasn't present, so maybe that's why I felt like that. But yeah,
Facts. But I do want to clarify, Nick. So the creative process when you're in the, because whether you're from scratch with, you know, like the guys that want to do it from scratch like Joe Robbie, or whether they're sending the beat to you, the actual experience of you sitting down and writing the verse or having the verse written or figuring out how the verse goes on the beat, that doesn't necessarily change either way though. So are you doing like, you just, are you freestyling to the beat until you figure out?
Yeah, so like basically what I do first, I like writing my songs. Like I could start it with the verse first, but what I always like doing, I get the hook first. I make the hook of the song first, so basically the concept.
But how do you make the hook though? You're freestyling till you figure out something that sounds.
I'm freestyling.
But just to the hook,
the beat,
or just to the entire beat. You're just going off.
Beat.
That's what I'm saying.
Because like, and the way that they structure the beat, I could kind of know. Okay, like this is the hook, and then when it drops right here, this is the verse. So as soon as like. I'll freestyle on the hook too, because I don't like with the hook. I take my time because I feel like the hook is what grabs the people in.
Right.
You get what I'm trying to say? So I always feel like you gotta make that hook a banger.
Yeah, and the hook directs the concept, and you know the whole
Likewise
direction.
with the verse, you gotta make your verse a banger también. Don't get it twisted. But
it starts with the chorus, is what you're saying. The hook. That's where the creative process begins.
Yeah.
Then the verses follows the chorus.
And it's always with the beat, bro. Like if it's like some like slow, low beat, maybe I might be emotional. If it's that trap uplifting, I might be talking about that money, you know. If you know, and like I said, I've been on my reggaeton stuff, Mr. De Pinga, so you know, or Mr. De Piña, to clean up the, you know, you feel me, to keep it for the whole world, Mr. De Piña, you know. Pero, and get your De Pineapple shirts available now at depinga305.printify.me. But
now we can drop the link for them right there. Perfect.
Pero, damn, I forgot what I was saying.
No, we're talking about the creative process. Yeah, and so whether it's a trap song, whether it's a reggaeton song, whether it's hip hop, that doesn't change the process per se. That's still you just figuring out the lyrics and
exactly. So it's just
That's
the same. It's the same thing with all the process, dog. I swear, it's always been like that. After I got that game, it's just been like that.
And speaking of, say that one more time.
Go, keep on. Speaking of,
What were you just saying?
get off the music.
Move
forward.
Oh, okay.
You got really things to talk about.
Bro, relax.
Speaking of what?
My dad's here directing the conversation. 60 episodes deep. Now he wants to start directing the conversation. This guy. So what I want to ask about is, you just mentioned the general EFN. He gave you that. We were talking before the pod with the advice of De Piña, and that's a good way to be able to say it. What's another good piece of advice that the generals may be giving you? Because you've been doing a lot of work with the Crazy Hood. And the whole movement.
Just staying consistent, man. You know, stay humble, bro, and you know, just stay consistent. Really, stay consistent and just be appreciative of what you got, man, and everything. You know, just staying consistent. Just staying consistent. He's just always told me to stay consistent, stay humble, bro. Always show love to everybody, and just those three things, man. Really, just those three things. Stay humble, show love, and stay consistent, man. Nothing happens overnight. He's, you know, and as you can see, they've been putting in work since 1993, and you know, and look where they, you know,
How'd you get down with them?
Bro, I dropped my album King of Kendall, and it created a lot of controversy. People didn't know how to feel about that because they thought I was coming about it on some negative stuff, like I was trying to be a Mr. Gangster, but I was just trying to create a name for myself, and I got the idea from, shout out DJ Paul, because I grew up listening to 3 6 Mafia, and his Instagram at the time was King of Memphis, and like that was like a whole debate in Memphis, like who the King of Memphis was, whatever. That's a whole story from over there. I'm not from there, so I don't know, but the point being is that I was like, I like that. Yeah. I like what's going on. Of course, that's cool. So nobody was ever thought of doing an album called King of Kendall.
Yeah, you're first.
And the thing is that I personally got into a lot of fist fights, a lot of beefs.
Really, over that?
Or not over that, but growing up in Kendall, because people are like, oh, you're from Kendall, this and that. And it's like, I'm never trying to prove myself or nothing, but I was just like always getting into shit. And it wasn't even with people like over, like not even in Hialeah, but it would be people like in other areas like that were in Kendall, but it's just like you cross it and it's not Kendall anymore. It's like, bro, you're Kendall too, bro. Like, what the hell? Crazy. So it was stupid, but that was jit shit. That was exactly Kendall on Kendall crime, literally. Exactly. So I don't know what was so wrong with Kendall, bro. You know, it's dope, bro. I remember seeing in I forgot what it was. He works with. His name that he did Cocaine Cowboys, and he has Billy Corbin has a podcast. He has a podcast, and I remember that that he had a few episodes with Michael Corleone, and Michael Corleone was just speaking on that he grew up in Kendall and that his mom had a house in Horse Country, if not mistaken. And if I am wrong, I would love to be corrected in comments or whatever. And bro, like it's just that type of like those type of people were in Kendall, you feel me? Not saying that they were doing anything bad, but like Kendall's, it's been a mecca of a lot of crazy shit, but the whole Miami really too. So it's like, I don't really hold it like that, bro. But the point being, that's how I got down with Crazy Hook, because he heard of King of Kendall. He just told me to come through, and he gave me some game. At the time I was moving a little wild on some real stuff, doing like wild shit, and he was like, yo, you shouldn't be doing these certain type of things.
Do you mind saying, give an example of wild is?
Bro, of like how, bro, being young and dumb, I was really influenced by the drill scene, that you don't need to do these type of things. And I as being
like
an
guns
older,
and shit like that,
guns and stuff like that, showing off stupid shit, you feel me? And that was that's very stupid.
Did you take those videos down? Because I don't feel like I've seen you with
some of them. I did. I definitely did.
Wow.
I definitely did. I feel like that. That's not me, and you don't need to be trying to prove yourself out here. You don't. That's you don't need to be trying to be doing those type of things. It's just gonna make you look not cool. And a lot of people, those type of like songs and type of images, it works for them, but it works for them until it's not working, because they end up in bad predicaments, because our words are como se llama, they are powerful, and they're spells. If you're always saying bad things might come out. If you're always saying good things will come out. And I'm a firm believer in that. Amen. Yes, sir. I'm not Christian or Catholic. I believe in God, but I do know you speak good things into the universe, even if you're having a shitty day, because I've woken up and I've said, how much worse can this get? And that's something you never say. Never say that. Never say that, because then shit's gonna get worse. You gotta, even when things are looking bad, dog. And I know it's easy to say it. It's very
could always
easy.
be worse, man. Yeah.
You just gotta
can't trip on that.
You gotta keep pushing, dog. But
yeah. Words are powerful, man. It's true, because it's funny, because you hear sticks and stones, this and that, and it's kind of a misconception, or I like to say Illuminati brainwashing. There's all these stupid sayings like, God works in mysterious ways. Mentira. God's clear in your face. God's always showing you, the right path to go. And if we do wrong, we're gonna, have wrong happen in our lives. But it's tough. But words, could make people depressed. Words could make people happy.
Facts.
Words could make people suicidal. Words could make people rich. Words can make people, feel all types of emotions in a matter of minutes and seconds. So
and I'm sorry to derail, pero I think it was so, like, basically with the King of Kendall, it built like a whole. So basically, I dropped it on Twitter, the cover art, and then some girl made fun of it, and it went viral of her making fun of it. But what went viral is that I replied, because she said some negative stuff to me, which is all good. But
she said negative about you or Kendall?
She said oh, what are you, Kendall? You need to go back to school or something like that, whatever. And then everybody started laughing at the thing, which was good. And I was like, oh, I appreciate and thank you for your feedback, which I appreciate her feedback to this day.
Sure, if you're listening, we know you are.
Thank you. We're
if I can find the tweet,
we're in the Heir Cast. I'll find it for you. It went super crazy, so it'll be super good.
Fire.
And point being is that people were like, yo, I like how you reacted to like her. You didn't like snoop down to like, saying anything negative. And why would I?
Roast her?
Yeah, why would I? Like, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Music and everything in the world is subjective. You might like black shirts, I might like white shirts,
Chico, you could bring me the rawest, most beautiful, sexiest mango in the world. To this day, I'm 30 years old. I've never really liked mangoes.
Exactly.
It might change now with Nick's
but there you go.
But that's just how life works, bro. And you're not everybody's gonna like you. And you're not everybody's supposed to like you. You feel me? Like like that's just how life works, bro. Like you have to stand for something. You feel me? You have to have some type of character, dog.
Yeah,
like,
but with that whole debate, EFN got brought up, like, to people with comments and stuff like that.
Oh, because he's the Kendall guy.
Yeah, because people were like, oh, but if someone, because like then it really got serious. People were like, oh no, but wait, I'm looking at Kendall, and then I was like,
Conor McGregor's like, who the fuck is that guy?
And then E caught wind of it, and if I'm not mistaken,
I forgot. This is how we linked. This is I asked you how you guys linked. So this is the link, the connection to the EFN.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think he had like, because my memory is very smoky, but he had a PO box. I sent the Pinga merch, and then like I just like kept hitting him up, type stuff, and then
DMs.
Yeah, and he saw that I was just working, and then he put me down with Boris. Me and Boris, we worked, and then we met one day at the Crazy Hood Studios. I think he was doing it was a beer fest podcast that he does with the CrossFit homies, and nothing. We broke the ice there, and ever since then, man. And like I said, he gave me that game when he first met me in person about that stuff that I was on. He was like, "Oye, Chico, like I fuck with you, bro, but I see you on this, bro. Like you shouldn't do that." And dog, ever since then, like I feel like I maybe I never had somebody to tell me that. Like my dad is a great person. And it just like it's nothing. I don't know. Maybe my dad didn't know what I was doing. So maybe if he did catch when, he probably would have smacked me over the head and be like, "Oye, Pinga, what the fuck are you doing?" So but it came from somebody that I respected a lot, and he wants to see me do good in life, and you can't be mad at somebody that wants to see you do good in life.
100. Great perspective to have on it. That's great. And and listen, at the end of the day, for whatever negativity may have brought you, that King of Kendall thing opened crazy doors.
Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did.
That you have a great relationship with Crazy Hood in general, and that's amazing. That's something that people, I don't want to say you'll catch a body for, but I'm sure some people might be willing to catch a body to be around those doors and in those rooms that you be in with those people.
Yeah.
You were about to say something?
No, it just happened with hard work, though. With hard work. It happened with hard work, though. I've seen podcasts before. I swear to God. Shout out Adam22. Because I've,
The 22ster.
Yeah, the 22ster.
Shout out Lena the Plug. And shout out Jason Love, too, the whole family.
But he's just had people on the podcast, which is nothing wrong because he loves it for the views. Perfect example. He's had Boot Gang on him and he was like super barred out and drunk on the episode. And he took it like I can't even. It's just you can't even. So like bro, it's craziness.
People keep asking me, yo, what are y'all even on in these episodes? Like, how do we go from deep convos to wild jokes to life advice and back in 30 seconds flat? Let me put you on game. We're on Canna Kings. Whether it's CBD, Delta 8, or THCA, they got that top shelf, lab tested, smooth hitting goodness. No paranoia, no couch lock, no bad vibes. Just that clean, focused flow that lets the creativity flow and the comedy hit. So if you rock with the pod, support the squad, head over to cannakingsco.com. Load up your cart and use promo code UBTHCCrew at checkout for a little royalty level discount. Canna Kings, we're on it, and now you could be too. See you on Cloud 9. You want to say and we're back?
And we're back here at the Heir Cast. Y la cosa está
de pinga. All right, so, and then shout out basically the OGs. So you've gotten a lot of game from EFN, a lot of games from a lot of OGs, not just from the Crazy Hood.
100%. 100%. I definitely have. And from yourself too. I got some. Bro.
Well, I'm like OG basically. Like a year or two.
Listen, bro, from anybody, OG.
Damn, young, I'm old as fuck.
No, man, I'm 28. We're no, bro. The point is that I got game from you. What you taught me about the cap cut. I did not know that I could just take I did not know I could just take a video and get my audio and put it in the background. You get what I'm trying to say? I thought I only could do that when the song was already released, when I dropped it on Instagram. So look, you're helping me. You get what I'm trying to say? You can never be like, bro, there's some people that I know because they got a lot of money. They'll be like, I won't take game from this guy. He don't got money. I'm like, bro, that's not the way to be. Like, yeah, I'll take advice from someone that has money and you know, someone that's working and doing their thing too. I don't look at, you know, material things or what you have as be taking advice from. You got what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, 100%. No, dog, and at the end of the day, bro, like the truth is, everybody's has their own journey in life, so there's always game to learn. There's always knowledge to learn. Like I have a bar in this record. So Scorpio freestyle, and I go, a wise man learns from his mistakes, but the wisest men learn to look at others and take notes. You feel me? So like, yeah, the wise people learn from their mistakes, but I feel like the wisest are gonna learn from others too. You feel me? And combine that, and that's literally life. That's, bro, growing up in life, like I think that's why I love the podcasting so much, because I've always loved interviews for artists. Like that's always made me fans of artists more when I hear them talk on interviews. Like Nardwar is one of my favorite things of all time. Like,
shout out Nardwar.
Shout out Nardwar for real. And I had this conversation earlier, like this year, like a month or two ago. I was getting real with some friends, and I realized that that's something.
It makes you buy into the artist more. You get what I'm trying to say? Because like you see, you get to learn more about them, you know?
And they're Nardwar, and then Hot Ones is the other example I always have. And like those were always goals in my life. Like, I want to be big enough and successful to the point where they fucking invite me on. And I realized that's just really from a point of wanting somebody to care. And now vicariously, subconsciously, I'm doing that on my show for other artists, because this is the platform that I have. Because I've realized, maybe you don't make it to Hot Ones, or you don't make it to Nardwar. Maybe they never hear about you. But fuck that. Don't let that stop, because it's not about them. They're just doing something good, and that's what makes them good. And the truth is, that's what sucks about the I guess ecosystem right now of society. I feel like a lot of people, it's corny to try hard. It's corny to go hard. Like it's like oh, you're doing too much. You're doing too much, or you're extra. You feel me?
Nah, bro. That's for the I guess for the certain population, but bro, and you are right. Some people will see it, but those, I feel like, well, I wasn't gonna say, but I'll say it's for the lazy culture, because that's people projecting, in my opinion. Oh, you're doing too much. You're putting too much, or you're judging too much of what you're doing. The reason why they saying it is because they're not doing it.
Yeah, and I'm
a firm believer in. And then, bro, just like how you've been repetitive with dropping episodes nonstop for a good amount. Like what episode? How
we just dropped 45. We're about to do 46. 46 comes out tomorrow.
Exactly, brother. So you know that's like you said, and it's not easy. Editing, the time that it takes to do the show, show like we're doing right now.
Just like the music, you have to write the song, you have to go in the studio, record it.
You're in depth and very intricate. You're not just coming here a lo loco, like, no, you're like, you come with actual questions. You're like, deep into like, yo, dog, like, like into the intricate things, bro. You actually give a fuck, and that means a lot.
Yeah, bro, and like, shout out Timothy Chalamet, man. That he won an award a couple months ago, and he had the tremendo speech where he's like, man, I look up to Michael Phelps the same way I look up to Michael Day Moore and all these great actors. Like I want to be successful. I really want to win. I really want to do this. You feel me? Like this is like I'm really on this. Like I really want to strive for greatness. The rewards are cool, and this helps me keep going. But like I want more than this. And it's like, fool. Like, yeah, dog, we gotta be on that more. Like people gotta really talk on that, because I feel like. Hey, don't get me wrong, I love Drake. Drake's my dog, but I feel like the last 20 years since the 2000s, there's been like this culture of like there's just cool guy shit. Like you don't want to do too much. Like doing too much is a thing. Doing too much wasn't a thing when I was a kid. Like that wasn't even a term. Nowadays, like that's a thing. Oh, you're doing too much, bro. Like slow down. Like,
yeah.
And I get you. A veces se pasa. You don't want to fucking be a weirdo too, pero. I guess with this art shit and just life in general, like passion's a cool thing, dog. We gotta be passionate. Like you gotta really.
I feel like that's why I've gotten to like the places where I'm going to and gotten to, because of just like being delusionally passionate. Like some people would be like I've ran into people like, oh, you're still doing the Pinga thing, and I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm still taking it to the next level, So it's like some people. Like I said, they're gonna not understand it, and then you just gotta be delusional. You gotta be and people will see through that shit. Even those same people. And the thing is that always having that, in my opinion, creates a balance. It creates a balance.
Keeps you humble, keeps you grounded. Facts. Facts.
So that's why I always tell people, because like I have a lot of friends that they'll read into, like, you know, artist friends, they'll have a shitload of comments and they'll read into one negative. I'm like, bro, look at all of this 20 stuff that somebody said, you know, like, and I've even learned that from your dad.
That's the battle
I've learned it from your dad too, at least with my anger and with other things, because I've been in situations that like I'll get, or like even EFN, like, you know, you can't let your emotions get the best of you, dog. And I've been in situations that back then I would let, you know, just like I would just take things personal and shit like that, and that's not the way to be, bro. Like, you're in the world doesn't revolve around you. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't even know if that's the same, but I came up with it right now here at the Heir Cast, porque la cosa está
de pinga.
So, you know, dog, you can't, bro. And even just like with, you know, or lashing out too. Like, you know, if somebody cuts you off, you can't go, you know, no, bro. You know, you just gotta be chill and take it easy.
For yourself, not for the person cutting you off,
Yes.
but really for yourself.
Never gonna see that person again.
My trick is what I do whenever I see myself getting upset or getting frustrated. I try to tell myself, this is just taking time off of my overall life. This is just making my heart and my mind weaker.
Sir.
And
Yes, sir.
One day when I'm 80, 70, 90, or whatever years I make it
Like,
to.
man, cago for fighting with that guy on 8th Street and 67th for no reason.
Exactly, bro. And it's just going to take, you know, I want to save my energy and my life for better shit.
Exactly.
You know, for more necessary shit. You know, I want to save that for something I really need to. And the truth is, that's another full circle moment to why fitness and exercise is so important, because when you actually do that, you don't have the energy to be doing that wannaheria and that como pingeria. You're just like, all right, fuck it, you know, the world's gonna keep moving. I got legs tomorrow, I got a chest day tomorrow, I got shoulders tomorrow. You feel me? And then I want to talk about the video work too. The same way we're talking about the producers, you work hands on with a lot of producers. You also work hands on with directors.
Yes. Shout out to Safe House Studio. Alexia G shot it. Shout out to Andre the Tipper as well. They work together. They do a lot of my videos. My boy Dad filmed it. My boy Dad filmed it. Has been working with me for a very long time as well, bro. And like basically with both, shout out Dad. Dad filmed it is a real one, man. Like, you know, his name, like really why I found out about him was through my dog. Kareem, Kendall Supply, shout out Kendall Supply. You know, he linked me up with him, and you know, basically his name is Dad filmed it, and he's been documenting his daughter since she was born, and that's why his name is Dad filmed it. He's got a deep purpose behind him, man. He's a super dope guy, very creative. If I'm thinking like how I told you, if my brain is thinking like at 1,000, bro, that guy's brain is thinking at 1 billion. He's on some other crazy creative stuff. And with both of them, you know, or like even with treatments, but like really, it's just like a lot of my stuff is run and gun. When it comes to the question that you asked, like with both of them, like we do get like I'll give little treatments and stuff, you know, but yeah, it's really a lot of stuff. My stuff is run and gun in the moment. I like hitting the street, dog. But like with a plan though,
right? With a plan,
like we're talking about this, or we'll go be around this setting, you know, stuff like that. But most of my stuff, I will say, is run and gun. I have yet to do like a big budget music video. Manifesting, it will come through, pero I like, you know, like something like really crazily thought out. I think it might happen, you know, but with a budget, with the video, with a song that I have that's out now with my homegirl Momo Juliet. Bada Binga, you know, produced by Beats in the Hood featuring Profe and Deslock Piccolo. And yeah, I had to have Piccolo calling me on the phone. My bad, but shout out, yeah, I know. But yeah, man, you know, just fuck, I forgot what I was gonna
talk about the video work and
yeah. So
you said you haven't had a big budget video yet. So I want to ask two questions here. What do you consider a big budget? And then I also want to ask what's like the most. I don't want to talk about post video like after. I want to talk about the creation of the video. I want to talk about like promoting the video, all that shit. Like I don't want to factor that number.
Okay.
I want to know what's the most you've put into the creation of a video. Also include the editing, like the whole budget of props, whatever.
The most creation I put in.
Yeah, the most bread, the most budget I guess you've had to put into a video. And what the video was? Because the audience would say, a band, a stack.
Oh no, definitely way more. I've
more. So 3 stack, 4 or 5.
I think it was like about like $2,000 maybe in total for one video. Can I remember which one right now? No, I can't. But it was for one. Like that, and things that factored in was all
like
you
a
know.
Car, like
Paying the videographer, paying the model, paying for the location of where to shoot at, so stuff like that. But hey, I'm manifesting, you know, like, cause I want to
invest in yourself. You have emotion. You have 5,000 subscribers you on YouTube alone, plus all the monthly listeners on the streaming services. You're making bread off music more ways than one. You perform all over the place. You're building. You know, you invested in yourself. Like that's that. I think it's important to have these conversations, even though it's. I guess a lot of people say it's tacky talking about money or whatever the fuck. But the truth is, with this artistry shit, you gotta invest in yourself. And you hear people say that all the time. Invest in yourself. You need to know what you're investing in, what the numbers look like.
Every videographer that does my videos, you know, they get paid. I pay them. Even if it's like we're working on a small budget, but everybody gets paid.
100.
You feel me? Like, and anybody, you know, nobody can say that of nothing. Like, my face is overly clean, you know, because I was raised on doing good business, and that's just gonna take you. It's gonna take you far. It's gonna take you far, though. So
facts. Oh yeah, and speaking of good business and the way you were raised, your family. Explain to me that you have a connection with like the jewelry store. Your family. So that's the family business.
Yeah. Well, so basically, that's the family business on my mom's side. So my mom's parents, they came here from Cuba in the late '80s. And they came up in the Seabold building.
Wow.
And the Seabold building is very legendary.
It's crazy.
In downtown. And my grandfather and my grandmother, Estela, and Osvaldo, they had a jewelry store there. And basically, like, my uncle was a very, like, you know, their son, but he's my uncle. He was a very good engraver. And then, like, you know, they had a whole business, like a whole thing running it, you know, like they did everything. Whatever, if you wanted a piece made, all that stuff. You know,
the engraving.
Yeah, what's the movie with Adam Sandler?
On Uncut Jewels.
Yeah,
Uncut
so
Gems.
like Uncut Gems, we have that for real. If you go and walk in Seabold building, ask him. Trust me, that shit is crazy. I grew up in that as a little kid, and it's just very Miami-esque in there.
Yeah, that's a cool building.
There's money in there.
Yeah, it's a cool building.
I've seen Mayweather in there, super bodyguarded out. You can't even get close to him. They'll shut the store down if he's in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's super crazy, bro. I love it. But yeah, that's the business from my mom's side of the family, and they've just always been hustlers, dog. Ever since, you know, coming from Cuba, dog. Like, my parents have never and have been like handout people. And even on my father's side, like, my grandfather came here and he was working at La Carreta, and my grandmother always had bank jobs. So, like, you know, it's just hustle, dog. I guess that's where I get that sense of urgency. Until not too long ago, maybe like a few years ago, is when my grandmother moved to Jacksonville with my dad, and I stayed till I live here alone in Miami, and the point is that she was working until she was like 70 something selling flans. And, you know, she wants to right now to be selling flans, but we thankfully, you know.
Flans, like flan? Like
flan, vendiendo flan. Flan y masa de bacalao. She used to sell masa de bacalao by the pound. Yeah, wow. But it wasn't wow. It was wow. It was wow when she would make that. It smelled like bacalao.
Wow, for real.
I would be like, oye, abuela, tremendo veste bacalao.
De pinga.
Literally, bro. So, but shout out, masa de bacalao, bro. I swear to God, she was trapping it.
No, we're gonna cut that for the intro. My grandma used to sell hundreds of pounds.
Fire, yes.
Yo, do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite video of all time? Of yours right now.
Of yours.
I feel like naturally, when I wanted to ask you, what video would you show somebody if you like if they never seen you
I'll
before?
just tell them.
You would say the newest one, right?
Nah, I would say Nick Garcia de Pinga. Like,
okay.
I dropped it in 2019. And that's like what started the whole De Pinga. Like that's
The Pinga decade.
Yeah, dog. That's what that. Yo, it literally started the De Pinga decade. I started it in 2019.
In the middle of it.
So, and basically how De Pinga started, I went on a trip with some homies to LA, and they were just like, I was just messing around, like just being a joke, De Pinga, De Pinga, and they're like, bro, you should just make a song called De Pinga. And then after then, things started clicking in my head. I'm like, I turned that into my brand, and then I should start making things about popular topics that's current in the moment. Because then, you know. So,
like you're saying you made like remixes using implementing the Pinga and different shit, you mean, right?
Well, no, I kind of veered off. So with the Pinga, so basically in the moment my friend said, yo, you should make a song called the Pinga. I made a song called the Pinga,
right.
And then I turned it into my brand. But then after that, I started incorporating like how he told me in that moment, yo, you should make a song called the Pinga. When I started hearing popping, trending topics in the moment, even though the Pinga, it is a trending
What
topic.
inspired? Was something happening like in pop culture with the Pinga? Like,
No,
I'm
bro,
confused.
just
that was just an inner circle thing.
No, it was it was just too también. It was a me thing. Like, bro, I swear to God, growing up around my grandparents, discúlpame, like, you know, both of my grandparents, my abuelos, you know, they're deceased, they're not here anymore. R.I.P. Pero. Well, around my grandparents, they like to say no, but it always be saying pinga de pinga, you know, and it just like, it was just natural to me, dog, and I was just like, bro, this is me, you feel me? Because like, you know, after King of Kendall, like I still wasn't de pinga, I was like, you know, and I was, but like, you know, it just like before I made King of Kendall. I wasn't, because I'm trying to like, for real, this is like, I want to give you like the real story. So yeah, after King of Kendall 1, I wasn't De Pinga yet. And then after that, I was taking those trips. And then I became De Pinga. And then I was like, this is who I am. This is my brand. This is a lifestyle. This is who you are, brother. You've been around this all your life. De Pinga, your grandparents will scream that shit. Your dad, your mom. Like, this is who you are. Literally, this is who you are. This is who I am. I am De Pinga, for real.
You are De Pinga.
And bro, it's just ever since. So I got it trademarked. Shout out to my boy Kareem once again, Kendall Supply. He put me down with my trademark lawyer, Mark Rappaport, and I paid the money to get it trademarked, and then it was like almost 2 years because the golf company Ping, they said that my likeness was too close to theirs. And I did sign an agreement that I cannot sell no golf like merchandise. So I can't sell Depin Golf.
Oh, wow.
Because that would be a hit if I make
what
some.
virgins. Ping,
So,
if you're listening,
maybe, honestly, maybe I might do some Depin Golf. And if it goes crazy.
Guess what, homie? You got pickleball right now. You got all kinds of shit right now.
The pickleball.
You don't need to do, you could do all kinds of crazy shit. Ping pong too. You feel me? All kinds of shit.
The ping pong.
The ping pong, homie. You're in there like swimmer. That's even better than.
It applies to everything.
Yeah, bro. That ping pong is crazy.
So yeah, dog. I took that and I ran with it, bro. And I feel like ever since then, it's just like I said, it's opened a lot of doors, and it's opened a lot of doors, and it's not closing any. But just being realistic, like, look, I have friends that they're interested in the Mucho Momento song, and they want me to go. I don't know what they want me to do on Univision, but there's talks. I'm not sure. I'm manifesting it. I'm manifesting that it's going to happen. But the point being, I was like, yo, you know, I was just letting them know. I'm like, oh, I'll show up, you know, PG-13, like, De Piña. Because, like, at the end of the day, I want to show up with a De Piña shirt. Because it's my brand, dog. I don't believe, like, right now I'm dressed nice and proper. And, you know, I do like wearing my De Piña merch all the time, but like, you know, I just like to switch it up, you know, as an artist, you know, it's nice to have swag,
range,
you know, it's range, you know, and but when I do step out, and if I'm gonna be in a big platform, if I'm gonna be on stage, you know, I'm gonna wear my brand, because everybody that's watching is a potential consumer that'll be like, oh, that's Mr. De Pinga, oh, I like his music, oh, I don't like his music, but I like his merch. So it's either or. Go ahead.
And bro, we do every episode, we do a shoot your shot segment. So if there's any producer or artist you haven't had a chance to connect or work with, this is your chance to link up with them. Your solo camera's the one all the way on the left.
Yes.
So.
That's a good one.
Or it doesn't have to be a music related. You could also shoot your shot to any shorties you may want to take out on a date. Any women. Any girls of interest?
Artists, videographer, shorties.
Okay. Other than that, me and Heir, I want to do something which
your shot already landed.
We doing something, and I definitely
Swingers
do.
coming soon.
Kendall versus Hialeah. We doing Kendall versus Hialeah because there's gonna be something that's gonna we're gonna shake the city with this one. A lot of you are gonna not know how to feel about this, but Kendall versus Hialeah. I think Kendall's better.
Okay.
I say exactly. You see? Exactly. So this is how we start, and mira. But if I'm telling you, Hialeah has better Cuban food all day.
We're not rude to our guests here on the Heir Cast in Hialeah.
But Hialeah has the best Cuban food, and that's being 100% honest because I come here because it's cheaper.
Porque la cosa está
de Pinga and Kendall. It's pricier. It really is. Pero so if I'm being honest, 100%, if I want to shoot my shot to somebody, how we're talking about big budget videos, and I'm not asking for a handout because I want to come with something, but I definitely, this is two things I'm gonna go to. I definitely want to do a video with Garcia. That is a dream of mine.
Great pick.
Having him do whatever he wants to do. I'm
friend of the show.
I'm willing to run with it. Whatever. No. So basically,
crazy.
my last.
I never even. Wow.
No,
crazy.
I'm not. He'll kill me. He want to smack me for this. No, I'm not really. I'm not.
He's
really,
like, no, I'm not gonna do the video.
Yeah, exactly. Like, chances ruined. But I'm not related to him. I have two last names. It's Garcia. It's Garcia Ferreiro. But yeah, no. It just so happens to be. I used to go by Nick G. And then I just didn't. I thought it was just corny. Like
Nick G sounds like Stevie B. Sounds like freestyle music.
Yeah, like So I was just like and Garcia was my I have two last names. I always thought now retrospective, and bro, could be a rebrand. But I was like yo, it's Ferreiro. I feel like Ferreiro sounds hard, and Ferreiro really is my last name, and Ferreiro is Brazilian for steel.
So, wow. Oh, you just fucked my head up with that.
I don't know if that means anything. Whatever, cool. But I don't know. But yeah, I just feel like Ferreiro sounds cool. And
it definitely sounds cool. It's like an alternate ego, man.
Ferreiro. Ferreiro. Oye, mira, ese Ferreiro. Ferreiro.
Not like the chocolate Ferrero.
No. Not Ferrero. Ferreiro. Bueno.
Okay, and then wait. So that's G. You Garcia was one. You what was two?
So wait, no. Wait, I used to go by Nick G, and then
no. I'm saying for the Shoot Your Shot segment.
Oh, so the second one.
Yeah.
For artists, definitely a Miami legend, Trick Daddy. I want to get a record with Trick Daddy.
Wow, Trick.
For sure.
That's
for
crazy.
Sure. Yeah.
You would have said Pit.
Oh no, definitely 100% too. Pitbull as well. I do want to 100%. 100%. I would love to. He's a role model. I look up to him, and but for sure, if I'm saying for real, we're talking about like Miami legendary stuff, which Pitt will be awesome, but Trick Daddy, man, like for real, bro. Like I'm really like for the ones that paved the way. Like he did a record with Tupac, and like I just feel like Trick Daddy is one of those last legends, like Snoop Dogg is, and one of those like like he's one of those, He's one of those, though. He's one of those.
That's great. Trick, if you're listening, we know you are.
We're manifesting that Trick Daddy record. You feel me?
The Pinga and
I might not.
Daddy. The Pinga Daddy.
Yeah,
that sounds super crazy. No Diddy. Diddy's going to be playing that in the TGK or wherever he's at saying, yo, this is crazy.
The Pinga.
All right, and then we end every episode with the Big Three draft. So we're big. This conversation has been influenced heavily by the OGs. So I think it would be cool to draft top 3 legendary fictional OGs. So like for movies, comic books, TV shows, OG characters. Like you got Yoda, Uncle Phil, older characters that
Nino Brown.
Wait, we got one at a time though, because it's a draft.
It's a draft.
One at a time.
I was already.
Wait, Nino, hold on, but I never let guys take back their picks. But hold on, Nino Brown is the number 1 pick. It's crazy.
Nino Brown, that's his pick.
That's crazy. That's a crazy number 1 pick.
Yeah.
All right, for OG. I'm thinking more like OGs, like OGs, like you get like you know, like
information,
like not just
Yes,
information.
Like the Tony Montana of New York.
And Nino Brown was that too, but he's also, you know,
Como Pinga.
wow, but it's okay. I love it. It's the pinga. It's the pinga.
He was a professional
Hey.
crash out.
It's fucking the pinga. That's a great fucking first pick for this. Yeah, it's great. I like that. This is cosas de pinga for real. Imagine, bro, just to, you know, take him off the board. I think Yoda is a great pick, just to, like, you know, that's a typical OG. You know, he always gives guidance. You know, even when he's dead, he's still giving guidance. So that's, you know, okay.
So in the movie Heat, I don't know if
Bro,
you've ever seen
this
Heat.
is like a reoccurring theme on the episode
So-
where everybody brings up Heat, and I gotta say I haven't seen it yet.
Robert De Niro, he wasn't so smart in the movie because he ended up no thief ends up becoming rich. But what
That's okay.
but
Wayne Grove.
Wayne Grove, that was the guy that they hated. They come mierda, right? I can't stand his ass.
You want to set them up?
The point being, dog, I'm sorry, because I know it seems like you haven't seen the movie.
No, it's okay.
But I'm not even saying the ending. But in the movie, Robert De Niro says that I can't remember exactly, but if you have anything that's gonna hold you back or you can't leave in 30 seconds, in 10 seconds, like
leave if you can't walk away from. I've seen this clip. If you
You
can't
know?
walk away from it in 30 seconds for the rest of your life, you know,
and that
you should
doesn't
leave.
that's
Something
kind
like
of
that.
and that's kind of a stupid way to think, but like I kind of like.
It's gangster. It's gangster.
I
That's
kind of
gangster.
like that. You feel me?
No, it's gangster.
I kind of like that. So Robert De Niro from Heat was like really like a movie that like.
The point is, don't be attached to anything. It makes you
Facts.
weak.
That's real gangster shit. Emotions get you killed. 50 Cent, go to that joint.
So yeah, that's basically what it was, dog. And I had to learn that with a lot of stuff, even with what I'm going through in my personal life. You know, like you gotta learn to detach, like, you know, from like whatever you're going through. Like, let's say if I'm having a bad day, I can't come here just because I'm having a bad day at wherever at my house, and I come here to the podcast and be you know, like in a bad mood with you. You have nothing to do with whatever I'm going through. It's not nothing to do with you, you know. So you just gotta, for real, bro, as like, you know, we gotta really, you just gotta navigate your emotions. That's really what it is, though. For real, though, in my opinion.
Big facts. You know what? One of my favorite OGs, and I think he's a very underrated, slept on OG, because he's almost a contemporary, I think, in a lot of people's visions. But I think in the context of The Sopranos, he is technically Tony's OG, because Silvio is his consigliere.
Which one is Silvio again?
The one that
yes.
He always says the guy, every time I leave, they try to pull me back.
Yeah, you know, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And low key,
His right hand man.
Yeah,
his right hand man to the
is his
end.
consigliere, which is
Yeah.
in the mob. That's literally the you know your
Okay.
and the one your go-to, your advisor. And he was a good OG, not just to, you know, to Tony, but really the whole mob. And like he was just he's a dick, you know. He's always straight up, you know.
Yeah, throughout
consistent.
Because like, how did his character got killed out in the beef, right?
He doesn't die. I think.
Oh, he doesn't
He's the
die.
only one that doesn't. I think.
Okay,
Well, I mean,
okay.
depends how you think about when I was
'cause
playing
you're right.
Sopranos for y'all.
Yeah, because remember in the end, how everybody knows, it ends weird.
Well, it ends bad. So I mean, and that's kind of why there's an argument. And it's my algorithm's really been filled with nothing but content like this. At least within the last
Of
month.
the ending of Soprano, what it could have been.
Yeah, different ways. A lot of shit, and also the director and what he's hinted to. And the director, David Chase, already said that he's pretty much alluded to it's raps for him throughout the show. Multiple times, multiple people have said, when you die, you probably don't even hear it. You don't even hear when it happens. That's a reoccurring theme throughout the show the entire
but
time.
that's real shit, okay? As soon as you die, it's just music.
Yeah, it happens so fast you don't even hear it. You know, you don't even see it coming.
I feel like that the way that they directed it, it just keeps the people so engaged that you're like, bro, I want to watch this shit again. You know how many times I've seen the whole seasons of Sopranos?
That's crazy.
It's rewatchable. You know what messed my head up? Quentin Tarantino the other day. I was while watching a clip of him. He had brought one of his director homies on, or I think it's the guy he wrote Pulp Fiction with, on Rogan. And there was a moment in there where they're talking about TV and movies. And you hear everybody say all the time, "Oh, but TV is nowadays like a movie." And then Tarantino snapped. He's like, "No, it's fucking not. It's not. Because guess what? You watch TV shows, countless TV shows, and you never fucking talk about them again. You never talk about them again." a good movie ends, you leave the theater talking about it. You don't shut up in the car talking about it. You go to work talking about it.
Look at
That's
Heat.
the difference.
Look at Heat. Heat was before me, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yo. I remember the first time I saw Heat, bro. I was like, because I don't know if you grew up, but did you grow up watching movies with your dad?
Loved watching movies, yeah.
Bro,
my dad with everything.
bro,
I cried when I
me-
saw Pay Forward, and I think that same night I saw Pay It Forward the first time was the same night I saw The Matrix the first time. Like I'm a movie buff.
Yeah,
love
bro. I
movies, but-
grew up watching movies with my dad. We used to go to Dolphin Mall, and after one movie, we'd go into the next movie, like Papa. And yeah, bro, good movies, a good movie will leave an effect on you like that for sure.
So I bring up the Quentin Tarantino thing though. He says because he shitted on TV for a minute, and then he ends this point, and very well spoken for him doing this too. He ends this point by saying, "You know what's the one TV show that did it right? The Sopranos." And then everybody, Rogan and his homie, kind of
because every show felt like a movie too. Every episode
that
felt
too.
like a
But
movie.
the ending. But he says TV show. He brings his point to say that's why TV shows. Everybody's constantly mad at how TV shows end because there's a years worth of TV, years worth of storylines. How the fuck do you end it? That's why The Sopranos did it right. You don't know how the fuck it ends. It's your fucking choice. Go figure it out yourself.
And that's why I feel like it reels you in because you're just you want to keep rewatching it to be like maybe in this episode it says white. It's not gonna
Because
say.
there's great TV series that have ended, and everybody complains about the endings. And Sopranos is one of them, but the way it ended, it's dope because it leaves it up to the
Yeah, it's like it exactly. It leaves it up to the interpretation, dog. It really
And then,
does.
and I argue too, though, my favorite show of all time. I love Sopranos, but I think Breaking Bad is the best show of all time because of the ending. And they
And
handle
how
it-
many spin-off shows came out of it?
what Better Call Saul in the movie, but yeah,
Yeah.
still raw as fuck. But the whole point is, I think that's just the fact that the writers chose to like, yo, interpretation's cool and that's very artsy, pero that still comes with a well-written story because you're still up to interpretation to what happens to the other characters, but the main character, which everybody cares about the most, is the main character, it's the one you're with the most time. You have the finality and the closure of that's what happens. And low-key, you know, I don't know. Like it's just interesting because I don't know. You know, it's just you don't know what the fuck happens at the end of Sopranos.
You could create your own, bro. You know how many YouTube
It's tremendo art,
You
bro.
know how
It's-
many
it's a-
YouTube
it's a great-
segments
it's
and
a decision.
episodes there is of people that like they'll sit and dissect and like make their own like theory of what they
Oh,
think the end
bro.
is.
No, that's a whole podcast. You can have a whole podcast.
Yeah.
Hey,
No.
so what? Big three?
Yeah, no, this is
So
the third
the
OG,
third.
fictional OG. You got Dumbledore, you got fucking Hagrid too. You know, you got multiple OGs. You got multiple. You don't like Harry Potter?
Of course I know about Harry
What
Potter.
do you
but I
mean he's
was,
from Kendall? But kids in Kendall love Harry Potter.
I know. More
Highly
than
attuned.
Hialeah kids.
You said mostly Hialeah kids?
More than Hialeah kids.
More than Hialeah kids.
No, yeah, definitely for sure. Cojones. Fucking the third one. This is a good one because I'm trying to sift through.
You know what's
memory.
another guy I was thinking too? Did you ever see Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon show? Damn, fire
You know,
TV,
you
fire,
know
fire
who's my
childhood
favorite
TV.
OG? What's
Barney? Can
what-
we consider Barney an OG? The dinosaur?
What's the kids that it was a Nickelodeon and they were like skateboarders at like
Rocket Power.
Rocket Power, the stoner dad.
Fire.
The stoner dad.
Wow. I don't know if it was Tito or if Tito
The
was his
stoner-
fat friend.
Yeah, Tito was the fat
Friend. No, it's
yeah,
Tito's
but I
fat
can't-
friend's homie.
But the
yeah.
stoner
blonde
dad
hair.
from Rocket Power, that's my favorite OG. That's
Yeah.
gonna be me. My kid wants to be a skater. Like, yo, go surf it, go grind it up. Like, you know.
Yo, cosa de pinga.
You said cartoons, so.
Yeah.
Barney?
Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's a great OG, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I have this clear memory of how I felt. Because you remember things, how they happen in the world. There's very few moments in my life that I could think back at, Coño, I remember how I felt that moment.
That nostalgic feeling.
I remember of one of the few moments I feel in my life. I remember being in private school, Edison Private. I think it was 5th or 4th grade, and I remember like when I made the realization that my friends that were like my dogs, my best friends, and everybody else in the class, they all were like hostile towards Barney. Whereas like 2-3 years ago, like we all loved Barney, like you know, and I remember seeing their reaction, like, nah, fuck Barney. Barney's whack as fuck. That shit's lame as fuck. And like I was like, are you guys fucking serious? Like, I didn't even mention it to them. But I remember in my heart, I felt like so weird. Like,
Barney
was
was my favorite kid's show because I felt like that shit was
guys,
interactive.
everybody's
And-
favorite kid show. For at least an era in your life for a little bit, it's like your number one thing for a little bit. So I just remember looking at them all, and those boys and girls that were on this, my dogs, and then other girls, like, they were like, yeah, but fuck Barney. I was like, bro, what the fuck? This is crazy. Why do you guys hate Barney? Like, this is, I remember that being mind-blowing to me. And so Barney's a real OG. Big three. Oh, fucking, and then we had every episode with the fucking, we could have picked the Godfather. We could have picked all kinds of crazy people. This is a crazy. I love it though. Cause I thought Pinga.
I had to end it with the dad from Rocket Power. Come on.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And then one message for the people before we get off, Mr. The Pinga.
One message for the people. Keep consistent. Always keep your head up. Don't focus on numbers. Keep grinding. Even if you don't see the result that you want the same day, just know that the result doesn't come the same day. The result comes after compounding and keeping on putting in work. And we're here at the Heir Cast. We're live here in Hialeah, and we're having a great time. Oye, es Mr. De Pinga, y la cosa está
De Pinga. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Sliding in the studio, my album